monetize you. All right. So what we're gonna do next is go through some moderator introductions. But before we do, Don, I would love for you to just kind of frame up what everybody can experience in today's room and what the P.I.L.L method is about.
Good morning, everyone. The P.I.L.L method stands for prepayment of principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity. Understanding these four banking principles helps us to understand that we need to be able to read an amortization schedule, figure it all out, and not pay all of that interest. You need to have the basics. Now, by understanding the basics of math, you can do higher math. My studio lights are going crazy here this morning. There we go. Got to get it back under control. All right. By doing that, by understanding basic math, you can do higher math. So here's what we're talking about, folks. By understanding the basics of how the bank does what it does, how they're charging 75% more interest than they need to, then you can understand how it is possible to pay a lot less interest using your current budget. Now, keep this in mind. How can I use my current budget, the money that I'm making now? How can I pay off my debt faster if I'm only making this much money? Because it's not about how much money you have. It's more about how much interest you will not pay. Did you know you can disrupt the bank's timing so it makes it impossible for them to charge you interest? And we're going to go over that. Now, that's the basics. Here's how we drill down deep and get the most out of this thing. If you have a way of moving the right amount of money, I mean to the penny, have exactly how much money to do this with, and if you know what month to do it in, because here's the thing, you don't do it every single month. You don't put extra, you don't prepay loans every single month or add extra to your checking account. I'm sorry, to your credit card or to your car loan or to your mortgage. Don't do it every month. Do it at strategic times during the year. There's a reason for that, because when you move the right amount of money in the right month, on the right day of the month, and you pick the right loan, you can actually optimize the amount of interest that you're saving. So what do I mean? If it is possible through optimization to save $6 in interest for every dollar you apply at this point, why would you ever want to accept $3 for every dollar applied? And how would you know the difference if you didn't have a tool that measured that for you and told you exactly what to do? This is what we're providing here at the P.I.L.L method, folks. It's not just pay extra. We're not saying, we're not trying to be your alarm clock to remind you to pay extra. No, we're being strategic and moving the right amount of money to disrupt the bank's timing so you could save the most amount of interest for the least amount of dollars that you have available to apply. That's what optimization does. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So, Jared, I can't wait to dive into the content. Let's get rolling.
All right. So with that being said, with Don's explanation, please feel free to raise your hand and come up, ask questions about car loans, student debt, student loan debt, your credit card debt, as well as, most importantly, your refinance, your mortgage, etc. So feel free to raise your hand, come on stage. The more questions you ask, the better the session is, because he can get really detailed, do the question and answer, and then you can also, as the person asks the question, get some really great financial advice for 2022. All right, so we're going to go through some quick moderator introductions, but if you want to see the questions and answers live on your screen, where you can see the numbers, the calculations, etc., you can go to ice10kvideos.com. Again, that's ice10kvideos.com on your iPad, your desktop, or your laptop. And as soon as you get to the screen, go to the panel that says live, and you'll be able to see today's room live on your screen while you're still on Clubhouse. All right, cool. So real quickly, my name is Jared Albritton, been in tech for 15 plus years. A lot of content I do is focus on diversity in tech, getting more people into tech, as well as the metaverse, NFTs, and crypto. If you'd like to see my rooms or check me out on other social media platforms, you can go to my 10K card, jarrett10k.com, and check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, as well as Clubhouse. All right, up next is Tiffany.
Hey everyone, it's Tiff, the YCEO here on Clubhouse. Oh, I hail from the great state of Ohio where it is a beautiful sunny day and forecast to be 70. I'm in shock. Well, I'm here in the great state of Ohio where I changed a law at the Supreme Court level for borrowers, and I sued the largest bank in America and won. And I'm also a commercial property developer here as well. And I love improving our communities. That's my passion, and empowering you to be great. So if you are looking for funding and you need someone to help you with your commercial deal outside of this room, because Queen Kenyatta is the one inside the space, I want to give her due respect whether she can or not, guys. So if you want to experience this opportunity with me, you can tap into me at yceo10k.com. And now I am the bank, and I'm very excited about the opportunity. God bless.
All right, Credit Goddess.
Hey everyone, happy Friday. This is Rosalora Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I am all things credit and the official credit expert for the Don Till Method crew.
There you go.
I'm a credit score improvement strategist, business credit consultant, and a credit educator at Beaver University. So if any of you guys are interested in learning more about credit, and if you have any credit questions, feel free to come up on stage and ask. Even though we're talking about, mortgages, many of you guys have questions about, should I buy or should I not? Interest rates are going up. Interest rates, I don't know. Come on, and we'll show you that even if you got high interest rate, you can pay off the house cheaper than those that have lower interest rate. And if you're wondering why and how, ask Don to show you. But thank you guys so much for being here. 10K, you're next.
Sean is with the kids this morning, and so he's gonna jump in a little later. Sean, when you're ready, please flash that mic and let us know, and we'll give you an opportunity to introduce yourself. All right. Amen. 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 Jared, so what's first this morning, sir?
All right. So again, if you have questions, feel free to come onto the stage, raise your hand. All right. I see a hand just raised. All right. I think I saw a hand raised.
You did.
All right. But I don't see the hand raised anymore. So
it was Adrian.
We'll that person goes back.
Okay.
But Don, I say go ahead and start prepping for an example. And while you're doing that, I want to thank the 7 people that have shared the room so far. Don is really about to break down some, in my humble opinion, some mind-blowing information. So make sure to click that little share button that says number 7 next to it, and let's see that number go to 10, 15, 20. Let's go ahead and get more people in the room so we can share this generational wealth shifting information to more people. So with that being said, Don, I'll pass you the mic. And again, if you want to see this live on your screen, ice10kvideos.com, and the description is in the chat as well. And feel free to ask questions or give suggestions in the chat on the bottom. So Don, I'll pass it back to you.
All right. All right. So listen, folks, we're getting ready to put something on the screen. Hopefully it will spur your creative juices, to ask some questions. So listen, I want to first talk about some people ask me sometimes about a thing called velocity banking. Velocity banking. And they want to know, Don, is what you do velocity banking? Let me give you an idea of what velocity banking is all about. So when you, if you have a mortgage, let's say, and you have a line of credit somehow, and in velocity banking, they call those debt weapons. So it's you, even if it's at a higher interest rate, all right, your debt weapon, let's say your line of credit is at 7% or 10%, but your mortgage may be at 3 or 4%. So what you're doing is you're borrowing money from one line of credit and applying that money to another line of credit. So why does that matter? I mean, why would anybody take 7% money? This money is cost 7%. Why would you take that and put it on a 4% loan or a 3% loan? The reason why is even though it has a higher interest rate, it has a low interest cost. So I'm going to pick 10% right now. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something on the screen, and we're going to give you an example of what we're talking about. We're going to put on the screen a $200,000 mortgage. All right. And Kurt, how are we doing this morning? We doing good?
We're doing
All
good.
right.
We're doing good.
All right.
Everything is set.
All right. So we got $200,000.
John, as the official compliance officer of the room,
Yes.
I need to make a brief announcement.
Go right ahead.
Everyone, if you want to come up to the stage, the requirements are you need to have some sort of description in your bio, and you need to link your active Instagram page. So I just want to let you know, even if you raise your hand, if you don't meet those requirements, we cannot, for the safety of our viewers, invite you up. I am done. I'm Tiffany, the YCO, the official compliance officer for the P.I.L.L method.
She is the official compliance officer, folks. So if you're not following the rules, you can't get up here. All right. So listen, read somebody's bio, get some ideas of what to do, and fill out that bio, folks, and attach some sort of social media to your bio, and that way the official compliance officer can check you out to make sure you're not a troll. Okay. Anyway, so we got $200,000 at 6%. I'm going to change this to we're going to change this to 3%. Okay. Now we're going to click on this. Now at 3%, your payment is $843.21, folks. That's what we've got. $843.21. And when we take a look at this, I need you to see this very, very closely. Kurt, do we have people coming in over to see this?
There's just a handful of people online.
Okay.
Well,
Well, listen.
If anybody is making the trip over from Clubhouse, but
All
telling
right.
you, I'm gonna want to see this.
All right, listen, you want to see this. So you want to go to on your iPad, or I mean on your tablet or your computer, put in ice10kvideos.com, ice10kvideos.com. And when you do that, that'll take you straight to our YouTube channel. Please click subscribe and that notification bell. And listen, one more thing. Like this video. I mean, you can click on like, that's okay. I mean, when you click on like, what that does is it helps these videos to get out to more people. When you subscribe, when you click like, it gets these videos out to more people. They are recommended to more people. So you're actually helping to spread the word when you click on like and when you subscribe. So so hopefully more of you people have done that. Now we can go ahead and get started. We have $200,000 on the screen, and the interest on this loan is $103,555.60 over 30 years. Folks, is $103,000 3% of $200,000? Absolutely not. If you look over to the right here, it's 51%, 51.778%. All 3% mortgages, no matter how much you have borrowed, the bank wants you to pay back over 50% of what you borrowed. If it is a $300,000 loan, well, let's just change it. So don't take my word for it. We're just going to put it in here and do the math. $300,000. So if I'm right, the interest that the bank wants is over $150,000. Okay, so let's just see. $300,000, we calculate that. The new payment is $1,264.81. How much interest does the bank want on this loan? My goodness, it's $155,331.60. Again, 51.77%. Ooh, that's how they do it. Well, listen, let's do $500,000. Let's do 500,000. Well, let's see if this holds true for even 500,000, folks. Watch this. We're going to calculate that. So 500,000, that means the bank wants over $250,000 interest on this $500,000 loan, paying back over $750,000 for a $500,000 home. If I'm right, let's see. All right. The payment is $2,108.02. Let's go down and take a look. Look here. Look at this. 500,000, exactly $258,887.20. Again, 51.777% of the principal borrowed. Folks, when are we going to wake up? This is why I need you to go over there to the YouTube channel and click subscribe and like these videos so more of this information can get out to the public. You can help the P.I.L.L methods become part of the mission. So let's go back. We're going to go back now. Since we've proven our point, let's go back to the 200,000 at 3%. Boom, boom, boom. And we are going to borrow 10% money using the velocity banking idea. Okay. So it's 10%. Okay. And let's say I can borrow $5,000. Okay. I'm borrowing $5,000 at 10% interest. And I'm going to apply $5,000 to this loan as a prepayment. Now, here's the idea of velocity banking. Because that money that you're borrowing at 10%, what's 10% of 5,000? Okay, it's going to be $500. So for the year, it's going to cost you about $500. So what you want to know is that the amount that you pay to borrow it, you're going to save a lot more in interest for applying it to this loan. Okay. So you're advancing the loan using borrowed money from your line of credit at 10%, but it's going to cost you $500 a year. So $5,000 on this loan, folks, it takes you down to about line 15. It saves you about $77,000 in interest. Okay, so here's what I'm asking: is it worth it to pay somebody $500 to borrow their money, apply it to your mortgage, and save $7,000 with it? Well, the answer is yes. It's an arbitrage play. So you're taking lower cost money, and then you are eliminating higher cost money, not higher interest, higher cost. The 3% is actually doesn't mean low cost. It is actually high cost. So we are doing that. Now, what is the difference between what we're doing and velocity banking? With velocity banking, the basics are taught. You're taking low cost money and eliminating high cost money. But guess what? They don't pay attention to the exact numbers in which you are saving, the exact numbers that it's costing, and the exact movements of the money so that you can kill the maximum amount of interest per dollar applied. So let's not get into that mindset where we're just putting any amount on and we're satisfied with any savings. We are conditioned to believe that anything that you do to eliminate your debt is as good as any other thing you can do. No, don't go there. Here's where you want to go. I want to save the maximum amount of interest that I can. And when we do that, folks, we get out of debt faster and cheaper. I want the biggest bang for my buck. And when you stop to think about it, so do you. We've just never knew before that you could actually make sure that you're saving the most amount of money possible. Oh my goodness. Do we have some new people on the stage this morning, Mr. Jarrett?
It looks like we got Cleo, RB, and Kenyatta on the stage. So if y'all would like to do a quick introduction as we entice everybody to come on stage and ask a question, feel free to do so.
Well, listen, I also want to encourage people who are P.I.L.L method clients. Don't be shy. Come up and say a word. I mean, even if it's just hi. All right, come on up and say something. All right, come on up.
Also, Don, real quick,
Yeah.
For those that want to find out the day, month, and year they could be debt free, what is the process they would go through to meet up with you and your team?
All right. So what you'll do, folks, that link at the top of the page is that's ice10klive.com, ice10klive.com. And when you click on that, you'll see a button that says get a free savings and earnings report. If you follow all of the directions, you will get a code on your cell phone. So you go to the message, get that code, and plug it into our website. Once you plug that code in, it will allow you to see a form, start plugging in your information to that form. You will know the month, day, and year you could be debt free, how much interest you could save. Oh my goodness. And then what you could do with that interest. One of my assistants will give you a call and set up a consultation. Oh my goodness, you're going to love what you see, and you're going to love how easy it is to follow a program that is just like financial GPS, telling you how much money to move, what month to move it in, what day of the month to move it on, and which loan to attack so that you can optimize your interest savings. All the math is done. We're going to go over how just how much work goes into all of the math that we're talking about. All right. So let's go ahead and get those introductions done.
All right, perfect. So, Cleo, if you could give a quick introduction, and then we'll go RB Kenyatta, and then we'll also throw the mic to Mary. All right. So, Cleo, you got it. All right, Cleo might be away from the mic, but definitely check out her bio and check out what she's up to. Check out her replays. Give her a follow. Up next is RB. All right, RB might
Good
be.
morning.
Oh, there she
I'm
is.
sorry.
There she is.
Struggling to get off of the mute button. I was texting. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Don, Jared,
Hey,
my
RB.
CEO. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Did you text me this morning? I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
I did. I said that that's awesome. And then I also added in some other information. So yes, I did. I
Excellent.
didn't get it last night, but I did get it first thing
All right.
this morning. And Rose, Sean, and everybody else, Kenyatta on the stage. My name is RB, licensed realtor in the state of New York, buy and hold investor on the residential multifamily side, and a landlord operating in the long-term and short-term rental space. And one of the people that are putting together an amazing event that is sponsored by Don the P.I.L.L. and Sean 10K, which is the Women Assets in Real Estate Mastermind taking place on March 27th, 2022. Giving you the 7-figure blueprint to all things real estate and business. It's going to really be an amazing event. A portion of the proceeds go to the March of Dimes, which is a non-for-profit that benefits children that were born prematurely. So it's a win-win. We're trying to make sure that our community has access to information that can change the trajectory of their business and help them to create generational wealth. And we also want to make sure we're doing some good for the community as a whole. So anyone who's interested, please feel free to go to club2real.com or either rb10k.com or ice10k.com or club2real. Like there's so many 10k cards that you can go to. But definitely make sure you tap in with us. It is going to be an amazing event with really impactful, successful entrepreneurs that are really giving you guys the gems in order to achieve success in every way possible. So thanks for having me here, and I'll add value where I can.
All right. Thank you, RB.
All right. Kenyatta, what's up?
Nothing much. Just getting ready to go to Philly, you guys, so that I can be with our people over there and letting them know that I got the money. I am the bank. I am Kenyatta Butcher, and that is Kenyatta10k.com. And I am the one that can help you find a deal, finance that deal, and then cancel the interest on that deal to get you yet another deal. So tap in with me if you're looking to create financial freedom using real estate. Good morning, everyone.
And it looks like we got a special guest. Don, you want to introduce Mary real quick?
Mary, how are you doing this morning? All right,
Don,
Mary.
if you're speaking, you're on mute.
Oh, yeah, you know me. I just forget about that all the time. Mary, how are you doing this morning?
Uh-oh. I am good.
All right, all right. Mary, what?
Excited when I see you pop up.
All right, listen. Tell us who you are and why you coming to this stage this morning.
So my name is Mary Nicole Douglas. I am an accountant in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I just happened to see the P.I.L.L method pop across my screen one day. I actually only come to Clubhouse for one other group. And I saw it pop up one day and I was like, what is he talking about? Pay off interest. Like, what is he talking about? So I was interested, but nowadays it's kind of, in the last 2 years with COVID, everybody is an expert. Everybody's telling you how to do something. And so I'm very leery about who I listen to and what I'm listening to, because you can't tell me how to make $1 million if you haven't made it yet, right?
Oops.
So I'm always, I'm leery about who I'm getting advice from. So I said, well, let me listen in. It's not gonna hurt me to listen in. I listened in. I bought the book that day. When the book came, I read the book in one day. I called Don. I had my meeting within 1 week. Don, did I not signed up that day? And I will tell you, it's the most I've paid for education other than my college education. Again, I'm very methodical about who I listen to. And it was worth every penny. And I'm the type that's skeptical about investing my money. But I paid that day and I just knew. I knew from when I first listened to one of these calls. The book reaffirmed it, talking with you reaffirmed it. And then actually doing it, I've taken pictures and screenshots of all of this because I want my clients to really know I've been the guinea pig for this and it works. So in 3.5 months, I have paid $25,000 on one of my mortgages.
Wait.
Yes.
20 what?
$25,000 on one of my mortgages. And I have another payment coming up, a debt cancellation payment coming up on, I think, the 15th of March. That's another like 12,000.
Wait a minute. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Are you depleting all of your savings to do this? Do you still have money in savings?
I have not touched $1 of my savings.
What?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
And listen, and how do you have an idea of how much interest you saved so far?
I'll have to pull it up. I know it's at least 13,000, at least. Well, that's before this last payment that I'm getting ready to make. But in those 2 payments that I've made, I've saved like 13,000 in interest.
Wow. $13,000 in interest already. You've been on the program how long?
3.5 months.
3.5 months, folks. 3.5 months.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you this. The $13,000 that you saved, is that more than what you paid for this program?
Yes.
So you've already got your money back plus.
Yes.
Oh, keep going. I'm sorry to interrupt.
I had my money back in a month and a half when I paid the first.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, folks. Keep going, Mary.
So, okay. So I started out, my balance was 100,000. It's now at 74,000. And after this next payment, it'll be at like 63,000, I believe it is. I'm going to have this house paid off. Like, you can't, it doesn't give me the whole plan, but in my mind, I think that it's going to make me pay off this one first. And that will happen this year. And like I said, I have pictures of everything because I honestly can't even believe it either, because I'm an accountant and I'm a good accountant. And the one thing I always teach my clients, ownership, buy a house, but I never knew how to tell them how to pay it off because I didn't know how to do it myself for my own properties. So this taught me how to do it. And one thing you said that just stuck with me is how somebody can buy a luxury car for $150,000, $200,000 and pay it off in 5 and 6 years. And so when we really think about that, I have a house that was $157,000 that I bought 30 years ago. 15 years ago, that I'm still paying for.
Wow.
So that makes no sense. This is the house that I'm going to have paid off this year. So in a way, when you first start out, you're like, this is magic. And for the first maybe 2 months, maybe a month and a half, I tried to figure it out. I tried to understand the computer system. I stopped because I don't even care anymore. I don't care how this happens. I don't care how it works. I just follow what it tells me to do because I see that it's working. So it's an amazing program. And it's funny because I turned 45 this year, and right before I turned 45, I
Mhm.
put a plan together to retire in 5 years when I'm 50.
Mm.
So I'm thinking about this plan and the different things I'm going to do to get to this plan. And when I talked to you, you started asking me questions, and I, told you about my plan, and you're like, how are you going to get there? And in addition to this, I'm going to show you other things to help you with that. And what I can say is I already see, because I got 4.5 years now, and not 5 anymore. But what I already see is I'm not going to have any mortgage debt. And if I do, I know how to get rid of it, because I want to buy more houses. I want houses everywhere. So my next house I want in Houston, Texas.
Ooh.
I know that I'm going to have it paid off still in my window of when I want to retire.
So we don't want to gloss over this. You said you're going to be out of debt, all of your debt, in 4.5 years.
Yep.
And you didn't have to touch a dime of your savings to do it?
I did not. And I remember I told you, because you have to put on there your different accounts and stuff. And I purposely did not put my savings account, because I wasn't taking savings money to do whatever this was. I'm not playing with my savings money. So I said, I'm not doing that. And I also thought, it's so funny because I put clients on budgets all the time.
Yes.
But I just don't really have to be on one, but I also work a lot, so don't spend a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, oh no, I'm gonna have to get on a budget like my clients. Like, I'm gonna have to be on a budget. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this, because I'm just not used to being on a budget.
Yes.
And I can be honest and say I'm not even on a budget. Like, it didn't change. It really didn't change much for me. It didn't.
And folks, we say that all the time. We're not changing we're taking your existing budget and we're showing you how to save interest. You don't need more money to get out of debt. You need just to pay less interest. And we show you how. And Mary is proof in the pudding. Come on, Mary.
And you proved that to me, because I said, okay, because at first it was telling me that I would be out in 6 years. And I said, that's not going to work, because I'm retiring in 5. I need to be out in 5.
Yes.
So I pay myself more.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, okay, but if you do that, let me show you. And you showed me. And it was like, I would have to have paid myself. It was like maybe $2,000 more a month for all these years to get out of debt in 6 years rather than 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I really thought about it, I'm like, wait, I'm gonna pay all myself that money, because so my plan is just at the end of the 4.5, whatever I have left, I'll just pay it off.
Oh, how about that?
So you make me think differently, and it's something about people with ADD, ADHD, all the different. I think they're geniuses, if you ask me, because you just look at numbers and things differently, and it's just amazing, because once you really look at it and you really think about it, why are we paying 30 years for a house? It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So when you think about it, and because I own a business, I know that you have to invest. And some people that have businesses that don't want to pay for an accountant, and they end up coming to me anyway because they messed up everything, because they don't know what they don't know.
Yes.
Right. They end up paying more. Like, we pay more interest because we don't know about interest cancellation.
Mm-hmm.
So they come paying more because they messed up, because they didn't know, they made a mistake. And so I look at this like, yeah, I paid the money for the program, but I've already balance going down. Like, I take pictures because I'm in shock. So, and I have it to show people, like, because I'm not going to promote anything. From $100,000 to $74,000 in 3.5 months from 2 payments.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I still travel. I've been to Antigua, Jamaica, and I'm going to Turks next week while on this program. It hasn't changed my life at all. Actually, it's made it better, because I'm super happy.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So,
wow.
Dawn,
Wow.
I just learned something about you from Queen Mary.
Come on.
And I just had
Yeah, Teslas, the Range Rovers, that there's cars out there that cost it, and like, nowadays to get a house for $157,000, it's hard. This market is crazy, but it used to exist, and a lot of people have mortgages from a house that's $150,000 to $200,000, but they're still paying on it.
Oh my goodness. So Mary, what would you if somebody is out here in the audience and they were just contemplating asking a question, what would you what would you tell them today?
It won't hurt you to ask a question. You lose nothing. You
Mm.
lose nothing. And honestly, the other thing, one of the things I was already sold, but one of the things Don said is it's 100% money back guaranteed. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? But he's like, it's 100%. If it doesn't work for you, get your money back. So when somebody tells you that and it's in writing, then what do you have to lose?
Oh my
Now
good.
do the work. You have to do the work.
Okay.
So if you don't do the work, then it's not going to work.
Listen, I'm gonna ask somebody else to chime in on this. Don't go anywhere, Mary.
Okay.
RB, are you still here? Credit Goddess, RB or Credit Goddess, flash your mic if you're still here, because you know they're busy. All right, great, both of you. You've been on Clubhouse longer than me. And there are courses and things that people sell on the program. How many money back guarantees have you heard about on Clubhouse?
I haven't heard many money back guarantees. You typically will sign up for the course and get the information and hopefully apply the information. And that's just the scenario.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Credit Goddess?
Ooh, besides my services, I give a money back guarantee if I can improve your score. But other than that, no, I haven't heard a money back guarantee from anyone.
Listen,
really.
folks, you don't have anything to lose here except sleep over all of that debt for over 30 years. That's what that's what we think you have to lose. Mary, thank you. So what else you got for us this morning, Miss Mary?
I think that's it. I mean, I'm just happy it works.
Mm.
It works. I like coming giving my updates because, you know, and if anybody wants to DM me or whatever this thing is called on in here, I have pictures that I don't mind sharing because it doesn't have anything confidential on it. But I mean, it's the truth. Don is the truth. I love this group. Even after I pay off my debt, I'm coming to talk about it because I think it's a great program. And now I have something to give to my clients, not just buy a house, but pay that house off quickly.
All right.
Now I have a do it instead of just, you know, we got to get these houses. Yeah, we got to get them. We got to pay them off because I want to be able to leave my children. I want to leave them houses with no mortgages.
Wow.
That's different than leaving a house with a mortgage. They have to figure out how to pay it or take their life insurance to pay it. And now you get the life insurance money and you get these these houses with no mortgages, like true generational wealth.
All right. So listen, I've got one last thing to ask you. We have a customer service team. Have you had interaction with our customer service team? And if you have, tell us about that, please.
I have. So when I first started out, I just had questions about, you know, how to enter things. If I did this, because there's certain things you have to do, like when you're paying a debt payment, if you have another task, you have to do it at the same time. Mm-hmm. So there were different things that I needed help with, and they answered right away. They shared screens with me where they could show me, you know, what I needed to do and how I needed to do it. So customer service has been great. It's been great. The resources are there. I had the, you know, personal meetings with Don. But no, I mean, the entire experience has been amazing.
Mary, thank you so very much for coming up to the stage. And I listen, you're one of the stars on the P.I.L.L method right now. You're doing a wonderful job of following through. You're amazing. And when you came to us, you had how much left on your debt? How many years left on your debt?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see how many dear. I don't know.
20,
30, I don't. A lot.
A lot. And you're down and in 3.5 months, you're down to how much time left?
4.5.
4.5 years. 4.5 years. Folks, listen. That is amazing. Amazing. Thank you so very much for coming to the stage this morning, Miss Mary. And listen, you hang out as long as you want. And if something else comes to mind, just open your mic and, we'll tap in with you again. Okay.
Definitely. Thanks.
All right, Jared, back to you. We got a couple of more moderators.
Yes. So if you have a question and you want to come on stage, please raise your hand. If you're not inspired by what Mary just shared, I don't know what will inspire you. So if you're curious, how can you be in a position like Mary and shave off that many years of debt? Ask about your refinance, ask about your mortgage, ask if you should do a 15-year or 30-year. Should I put this much of a down payment? There's so many great questions you can ask that are going to save you a ton of money in 2022 and beyond. So don't be shy, raise your hands and come on stage. But while we have you do that, I would like for Kirk, Lisa, and Giuseppe just to quickly introduce themselves. And Don, if we don't have another question come up on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, or on the stage, go ahead and have something primed up by the time the intros are done.
We're all set and ready to go. It's loaded.
All right. So, Kurt, if you'd like to introduce yourself, please do so.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to be here. Kirk Nugent, your producer for the P.I.L.L Method Show and the official live video strategist and live video coach in the P.I.L.L Method room.
That part.
Always good to be here.
That part.
Excited to not only be a part of this team as a producer, helping to broadcast this message to as many people as we possibly can, but also everything that Mary just said resonates so much with me because my wife and I are also on the P.I.L.L Method, and we're excited to be on the P.I.L.L Method. I want to say something real quick, something that most people don't know about Composition, which is the company my wife and I run, is that we do live video strategy, remote broadcast engineering. What you see us doing right now for Don, that is half of the business. The other half of the business is web design, web maintenance, web support. One of the things that is a huge reality because of the war right now over in Ukraine is that a lot of sites are being hacked. I don't know what your setup is or scenario is. If you don't have somebody that is taking care of your website, that's maintaining that for you, you might want to look into that. If you haven't checked since the war began, trust me, you might want to do that. Several clients of ours have been calling. It's been a very busy time. In fact, that's why I haven't been coming on camera. And in fact, we did some updates on the P.I.L.L Method website recently as well. You're going to start seeing some of the video content that John has been putting out on YouTube on that site. So again, my name is Kirk Nugent, get to serve as your producer. Composition LLC is the name of our company, and would love to be able to chat with you. 15 minutes goes a long way in understanding your vision and seeing if we are a good fit. So tap in with me at kirk10klive.com, and I would love to be able to meet with you. Thank you, everybody. Good morning.
Now listen to what he said. I had to reset my router. I had to reset my mesh system. I had to reset everything in my house. I'm like, what's really happening out here in the world? Thank you, Kurt.
You're welcome.
All right, up next is Lisa. All right, Lisa might be away, but check out her bio.
Oh, she's there. She's flashing her mic.
Hey, sorry guys, I couldn't hear my name very well. Good morning. It's great to meet everybody. I'm Lisa Martin. I'm with Red Honey Capital. I am a commercial loan broker. I specialize in small business and investment property lending. I am also a 10X lady, part of Grant Cardone's real estate mastermind group as a lender and an investor. I'm a 3-time founder and entrepreneur in consulting, technology, and lending. And that's everything that I do. I'm 100% in agreement with all of the cybersecurity information that you have just heard. It has become a huge demand in my business as well with the current state of the nation. And looking forward to talking to everybody. And I am listening intently for my own personal needs. I have bought a new house last July that I will be hitting my 1-year mark and living in this year with a VA loan. And I'm listening to all of the smart ways to handle my own home management going forward. So thanks, everybody. It's great to see you.
All right, perfect. Giuseppe.
Hi, everyone.
Your
Good morning.
volume.
Good morning, everyone. This is Giuseppe. I'm a real estate investor since 1991. I'm Italian. And before I started to invest in USA, I invested in Dubai, Brazil, Argentina, India. But 2006, when I touched with my arms the land of the dream, Florida, I never changed my idea. I've been flipping 1,000 properties in Florida. and I have a JC Group. I'm a owner of JC Group Holding Corporation in Cleveland, Ohio. Where I have three companies: property management company, construction company, handyman company, over 500 property. Why I'm here? To remember everybody that knowledge is really power in the technology market real estate, because I'm a right proof, no? Without English, without money, today I'm at the top of the world, and without mortgage, without loan. You imagine only this year, for the first time in my life, I bought my first commercial building with the loan, because I'm immigrant too. You are very lucky. Don't forget it. You are very lucky. You can learn in this room how you can use a loan, like leverage, and you can realize incredible numbers. Check my Instagram for everything you need about myself, Giuseppe, and I'm done. Back to you.
Giuseppe, did you say you're here in Ohio?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, nice. I'm in Cincinnati. Nice.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. So make sure that you check out every single moderator. If you want to curate your hallway with some amazing content, make sure you're following all these moderators, and make sure you're following Don. Click that always on notification next to the follow button. And every time he pops on a stage, you will be alerted. All right, cool. So Don, what is the next example you want to share on the screen? And if you have questions, please come on stage. We have an hour and about 12 minutes.
All right. So before I get started on that, credit cleanup woman, do you have you want to add some value, or you have a question this morning? Thanks for coming to the stage.
Good morning. No, I'm actually driving. I'm here to support, and I am here to get some great, amazing info as always. I'm in time again, so I'm just here to support and get some and be a student on today. Thank you for inviting me on stage.
All right, folks, we're going to give you some good background here. So listen, you want to right now go to ICE10kvideos.com, ICE10kvideos.com. ICE stands for Interest Cancellation Expert. All right, ICE10kvideos.com, and that will take you straight to the YouTube channel, and click on this live video. You want to see what we're going to be going over next. Not only that, but click the go ahead and subscribe. When you subscribe, also go ahead and watch some of the videos and like them. Here's what you're doing when you do that, folks. You are letting the world know that this is valuable content, and it helps the algorithm put our content in other person's feeds so that they can see suggested videos. And what you're doing, you're helping them to see that and helping them get this great content. So thank you in advance for subscribing, liking, and and clicking that notification bell so you'll know every time we put up a brand new video, or when we're getting ready to post putting to go live next. And then you can actually get a just by clicking on that, you can get a notification to remind you to come on board when we go live. So anyway, I'm learning all of this. I'm just hanging out with Kirk Nugent. He's a guru on this stuff. You should see his show and how amazing his show is. I mean, his reach is far and wide. And Kurt, you just recently, I know I should be getting into this next example, but you just hit a milestone on YouTube, have you not? Can you tell us just a tiny bit about that, and I'll get into this next example?
Yes. I just hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Definitely a milestone. Definitely something we're proud of. The journey is different for everyone, and so the journey to whatever your goals is definitely going to be different as well. But yeah, we hit 5,000 in under 2 years, which is pretty cool, and we're excited to be able to continue to serve and share in the way that we are.
All right. So do I have our PowerPoint up, Kurt?
I have it up.
Excellent. Here we go, folks. How to pay off mortgages and all other debt in about 7 years. Now, I would love to tell everybody it's all other debt, but on Clubhouse, they only let you have so many characters in the title. But it's not just mortgages; it's all other debt. What do I mean by that? You've got 13 different debts. when you're dealing with this. The average family has 13 different debts. Did you also realize that the average family pays 35 to 39% of their take-home pay just in interest alone? And and we're talking about people who do very well. We're talking about people who go on vacation every year. We talk about people who have money in the bank. They drive what they want to drive. They have high limits on their credit cards. They have low utilization on their credit cards. But it's still, when you add it all up, 35 to 39% interest on those loans of their take-home pay every single month. And they're not adding, it's not adding up because it doesn't hurt. It's designed not to hurt. It's imperceptible. It's almost like, those things that you sign up for, just to get the introduction and for a month, and then they'll start charging you. I mean, the whole idea is that you forget about it and then they start charging you. Well, this is how loans work. You're paying all this interest, but you go about your daily life and you're still living a great life, but you're still making other people rich off the interest. We're going to show you how to reclaim that money and put it and reinvest it into your own family. And regular W-2 earning families can become millionaires because of the interest you don't pay and invest for yourself. So let's get into this a little bit. 90% of the people with a mortgage will never own their home free and clear. I don't care what's going on, folks. If you just count up all the people that have a mortgage. Now, count all the people that have paid that mortgage off. I don't care how old you are. It'll be less than 10% of the people 30-year loans should pay off in 7 to 9 years on average. And this is what we teach, and this is true. And so you've heard somebody today had over 20 years left, and now 3.5 months in, they're down to 4.5. Well, this is why we say it's an average. Some people are less. Some people are right in here, right in the sweet spot. Some people take a little bit more time, but guess what? Even if it's a little more, it's still way better than 30 years to never. Okay? That's what we're talking about here at the P.I.L.L method. The only way you can actually make this happen is through optimization. Optimization meaning we want to focus on the real problem. The real problem is not the money you borrowed. The real problem is the cost of the money you borrowed. And we want to reduce that cost. When you're making your payment, and 70 to 85% of your payment goes to interest, 70 to 85%. So what does that mean? Out of every dollar you're paying, 70 cents of that dollar goes to interest. Only 30 cents goes to your loan. Who thought up a system like that? Somebody who wants to make a lot of money, and they're making a ton. And what kind of lifestyle, what kind of place can we live and we can still live well and still navigate life when we're left with 30 cents out of that dollar we just paid for our housing? We still live well. Listen, folks, what if we could cut that by 75%? How much better could you live if you were supposed to pay $300,000 in interest? And we can optimize your savings and you only pay $90,000 in interest instead. Now you can acquire the same asset for a lot less interest paid. The same asset for $210,000 less interest? Then what can you do with that $210,000? You can invest it in other properties. You can invest it in, you can sow it into ministries. You can do whatever you want with that $200,000, but stop giving it to the bank and making them rich with it. They're rich enough on the money that you're going to leave them. You take the rest of that money and invest it in your family. That's what we're talking about today. Our goal is for you to own your home and pay off all of your debt, be free and clear. Now, some of you who are real estate investors, guess what? We know that you'll never be out of debt. Why? Because you're leveraging somebody else's money to grow your wealth. Oh, So you're going to act like a bank, who are the biggest borrowers in town. They leverage our money, making big money with it, and then pay us pennies on the dollar for the use of it. Oh, so real estate investors can act like a bank. Oh, yes, you better believe it. So we can borrow their money, invest that money, make a big old benefit or profit with that money, and then pay them pennies on the dollar for the use of that money. Oh, man, if we can just cut our interest costs on that money we're using to invest, guess what happens next? You can then cash out refi. You can then gain equity at 5 or 6 times the regular rate at a much lower interest cost. Then take that cash out by refining, and then take that money and invest in other properties. It's a never-ending cycle, and then you can keep using that money over and over again, and your net worth just begins to grow. By the time you're ready to retire, you could have 2, 3, 5, 10 houses paid off by the time you're ready to retire. Guess how much that's worth? Sell them all and buy yourself an island. That's what we're talking about, folks. So you can do all of this without refinancing, without change to your budget, and without sacrificing lifestyle. Oh, you don't have to drive a 30-year-old car to get this done. You don't have to cut up your credit cards. You don't have to eat beans and rice and ramen to make this happen. You can live well and make this happen. You can live an enhanced lifestyle. Grow your savings. You heard it here earlier. People are growing their savings while on this program and still paying off their debt in 4.5 years. How is that done? Folks, it's math, not magic. Our computers do all the math. It's like following GPS for your money. Here's where you will not hear this information. You won't get it from your accountant. You will not get it from your financial planner. You will not get it from your banker. No. Not because they're trying to withhold the information from you. It's because they don't have it. And why don't they have it? Because I see what I see when I'm looking at an amortization schedule. I see things in pictures. I see things of the way that they're constructed in a different way because, I'm autistic. And because I'm autistic, I see things differently. So when I look at an amortization schedule, I see the patterns. And these patterns, and I said, well, if this pattern makes the bank a lot of money, but if we just change the pattern, this saves us a lot of money. And then we've taken what I've seen, and hired some very talented people who can write code and develop an algorithm and put it into and make this artificially intelligent computing platform that's cloud-based, and you can plug into it like plugging into your online banking, and it runs everything for you. So when we were talking about budgets earlier, when Mary was talking about, it's like, I'm not on a budget, but guess what? It is a budget, but budgets aren't supposed to be restrictive. Budgets are to track your money. So we're tracking every single penny. And when you track your money, you know when your bills are paid for the month, when you track your money. Now, when you see how much money is left, and then you say, oh, am I going to keep spending now? Because now all my bills are paid and I got plenty of money over here. What am I going to do? Just keep spending? No, not when you're tracking your money. Then the program asks you to take any money that's left over, put it into savings, and of every 2, 3, 4 months, whatever works out best for you, the program will ask you to take money out of your bank account and put it on one of your debts, and will calculate for you the interest savings by doing that. And our goal is not to get you out of debt fast. Our goal is to get you out of debt cheap. I want to pay the least amount of money I can. Did you know the best loan you can possibly get is a 0% interest loan? The next best loan to get is a loan that you can pay the least amount of interest to get you as close as possible to 0%. And that's what this program is designed to do. And your accountant won't be able to do that for you. Your financial planner won't be able to do that for you. Your banker won't be able to do that for you. Why? Because a compliance officer, are you still in the building?
You rang?
Oh, yes, I did. So if these people, why don't these people have the wherewithal to tell people this? Because tell us about owning your own content. Tell us about that and why these folks aren't able to teach what we're teaching.
Because they have to have the legal right to do so. And you have obtained not only a patent, but copyrights and trademarks, all of these legalese that we use here in the United States of America and other countries as well is here to protect us and ensure that people do not just come over here and take your stuff without your permission. Now, you can license it out and get a paycheck and give them a time limit to use it and white label it. I'm looking at a white label product right now. Thanks, Lisa. But I can tell you that you need to make sure that you're securing your content and that you are tracking everything that you're putting out here in this ether world. And in technology, like, the gentleman, the planet next to me called Jared, he understands that too. So your branding is more than just who you are. It's also about your messaging, because you are put here uniquely by God and the universe to offer value. So why not make sure that you can monetize it? You are monetized as a person.
Excellent, folks. So it's not that what they're doing, they're hiding information from you. It's that they don't have it. Okay. And so here's where you will not get this information. You will not get this information from Dave Ramsey or Susie Orman or Gene Chatsky or from Larry Burkett, because they have different systems. Okay. And their systems have worked for them for years. All right. And Dave Ramsey has a system that's been working for 25, 30 years. All right. But let me ask you something, folks. Do you think something can be improved on over 25 or 30 years? What technology do you have in your home that's 25 or 30 years old? Oh, my goodness.
Now, I already told you the other day when my ex and I were teaching this course in our church, the moment I hit the chapter on put your money in a white envelope and keep it around your house, I was out. I'm not keeping my money and my finances in my house in envelopes. That is insane. There's technology for budgeting. So I'm like, yeah, this is kind of old. So yeah, I'm out.
So that's what we're talking about, folks. Technology trumps all of this. We're taking the best of what's out there and then plugging it into a computer. And now the computer guides you, just like the Waze app. I love that Waze app because, it's crowdsourced. And the way that they do that, no matter what country I'm driving in, it's crowdsourced. And then they can tell me where the traffic jams are. They can reroute me instantly. It's not just regular GPS that says how to get from one place to the other. It says, oh, you can get to one place or the other. And then, you've seen it happen where it says, we're changing the route now because this one is 15 minutes faster in the middle of the route. That's what this program does. It takes what you're doing and then sees it's dynamic in nature. It's not a spreadsheet. It's dynamic in nature. And then what it does, it says, oh, this has changed in your financial picture. Here are your new instructions in the middle of the process. Spreadsheets can't do that. That's what we're talking about, folks. Listen, as I'm going through this, moderators, if there's a question or comment on screen, please interrupt. If there's a question or comment on Clubhouse, please interrupt and let us know. And listen, if some of you are shy and don't want to come up on screen, put your question in the chat. So somebody check the chat every now and then and see if there's a question back there, because some people might be, they just might be, a little nervous about coming up on screen and asking their question. But please don't. I want you to know that this place is a safe space. I have seen television and radio programs on finances where the host beats the people up. We don't do that here. Okay. Let me tell you something, because now I'm getting irritated. When I see that, that's not right. Here's what I see, and here's what should happen. The reason why most people, and I'm telling you this, the reason why most people are in the financial shape they're in is because they follow the advice of gurus. They've followed the advice. They've taken the information that is supposed to be best practices and followed it. And this is why they're in the shape they're in. And then the gurus turn around and point the finger and say, this is your fault. This is something you did wrong. You need to stop it. Oh, listen, folks, I'm trying to tell you right now. And if you're looking at me, if you're looking into the screen, I'm talking to you. I'm looking dead into the camera right now. It is not your fault. It is how we've been conditioned to think about our money so that other people can make a lot of money. We've been conditioned to do this. It's time to stop. It's not your fault. And now you can change how you and your family view and make money and invest your money. Oh my goodness, here we go. Here's what we're talking about, folks. Why is all this, we're going through all this? Because the ability to read and defeat an amortization schedule is not taught at any level of financial education. I have Asperger's. And I've learned, just to, say what it is. Asperger's somehow sounds better than autism. And I've had to learn how to embrace that. I've had to learn how to embrace who I am, because I'm here for a reason. I'm here on the planet to share this information with you. I now know my purpose. I know why I'm here. I'm here to share this information with you. All right. And listen, when we understand what's going on here, folks, P.I.L.L method stands for prepayment of principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity. All right. And when we go through this thing right here, this formula that you see on the screen is the culprit. This is what charges us so much interest. I don't completely understand it. I just know, because math is not where my strong suit is. My strong suit is looking at things and understanding how they're put together. I'm looking at the pictures and the patterns. Math is not my thing. Pictures and patterns are. And then and I get a particular understanding, and I can't even explain it to you how I know this. There is no reason for me to know what I know. All right. It's not something I went to school for. It's just something that is God-given. And if it's God-given, we're going to make sure it gets out to you. All right. So here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to take this off the screen right now. We're going to take a little pause, and then we're going to give you another idea of what's going on here, folks. I want you to know that all this information that we're talking about is contained in another miracle. And that miracle is the book that was written about the P.I.L.L method, a better way to eliminate debt. All right. So if you have this book, it will help you to understand the basics of what's going on. This book was not too long ago. Just a couple of weekends ago, it went to #1 on Amazon again. #1 on Amazon. Can you imagine? Little old me, never graduated from college. Barely made it out of high school with a C average, did not know anything about ADD or Asperger's back in 1973. Long before some of you were born. That's when I graduated from high school. Okay. And so we put this information in a book so that you can understand it. And it is the only book on Amazon out of 33 million titles. Doggone it. Out of 33 million titles, on Amazon that talks about how to read and understand an amortization schedule and how to defeat it so you can cut your interest costs. And it guides you into knowing why you can't just beat the bank at their own game with a pencil and paper, why you need a computer to run thousands upon thousands of calculations to give you specific instructions on how to beat the bank at their own game. This is what we're talking about, folks. And once you get the book, you are going to get a 10K card. Is 10K still in the building? Has he taken the kids to school yet? Has the kid 10K?
Trying to get over that itty little young fella that Don was trying to talk about. Don, you are about 5 feet 6 inches of solid steel. You can meet
5'4".
Someone.
No. Listen, I'm 5'4". I project 5'9", but I'm 5'4".
There we go. So you're projected 5'9" solid steel, man. You can meet someone 7 feet full of straws and paper. So be very grateful of the content you bring, man. Hey guys, what's up? Look, it's very simple. One of the reasons I spend so much time in the room and so much time around these great mods is because Don knows exactly what he's talking about. He's bringing real value to the audience. And one thing I love what Mary just mentioned, Don.
Yes.
Not only is she on the program, but she want to share her experience with everyone so they can actually benefit from what she's enjoying from it.
Wow.
Because the reality of the situation is, if you're selling a program and you can't stand behind your program, or better yet, your customers can't brag about you, then you're in trouble. But when you can actually have your clients come and actually share their experience, unsolicited, by the way, this is not something that Mary was paid for. Nope. Mary have the results. She's enjoying the process, and she just wants to share with others what she's experiencing so they can make an informed decision. So, then I just want to keep saying shout out to you, man. You're one of the real ones on the app, and you're gonna have 10K card support no matter what. Um, with regards to the book purchase, guys, when you get a copy of Don's book, you'll be able to cross-reference everything he's speaking about. You'll be able to learn more about the P.I.L.L method, and also, most importantly, you'll get a better understanding of what the program is all about. Now, when you're finished doing that, the second step, guys, as John rightfully mentioned, the GPS. You cannot get to a destination in the fastest possible means if you don't know exactly where you are. So what you want to fill out a savings and earnings report, guys, which will actually give Don and his team a true picture of exactly where you are. Once that step is finished, guess what? Here comes the fun stuff. Claim your digital business card. Don prepaid for cards for everyone who get a copy of his book. And the reason he did that, after you become wiser and smarter where paying off your mortgage early is concerned, you want to make sure you have the tools to go out into the marketplace and actually crush it. Represent yourself, represent your profession, represent your business in the best way possible. So the digital business card will put all of your contact points into one place, guys. Your website, your social media, your payment options, your calendar, everything that you need to put all in one place. That's what a 10K card will do for you. And because Don saw the value in it and he want to make sure all of his clients have access to it, he made sure he did a prepayment. So guys, get a copy of the book and get yourself your digital business card. It's going to do wonders for you. So from the house of 10K cards, back to you, Don.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And Kenyatta, are you in the house?
Yes, I am.
Please go over one more time once they get this book. And folks, listen, let me encourage you today. Get the book today. All right. Not tomorrow, not next week. Get it today and start reading about a better way to eliminate debt. And when you do, Ms. Kenyatta is going to go over one more time how you can get your valuable 10K card.
So you purchase the book. You want to screenshot that receipt, go to ice10klive.com, and you're going to go over to the left side. About 2 links down, it's going to say, I'm ready. You're going to upload that screenshot receipt to I'm ready. You're going to build out the card just like Sean 10K said, with all your social media handles, email address, website, etc. Designate a place for us to send it because it's digital. And you'll receive your own 10K card in an hour or less, and it's valued at $100.
All right, folks. All right, folks. Listen, I've been checking some of the back channels. Jared, I think you might have a question there, sir. Do you?
Yeah, so there are no questions on stage, but there is a question in the chat.
Okay.
Says, I'm ready to buy a house, but I'm worried about the interest rate, and people are telling me that the house go by credit score Is it a good time to buy a house?
All right. Okay, folks. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. When you're looking at purchasing a house, what is it a good time? Interest rates are beginning to go up. I'm going to tell you right now, right here, right now. It's easier to pay the mortgage off cheaper and faster as the interest rates rise. If you can afford the payment, it is easier and faster to pay off a mortgage with a higher interest rate than it is with a lower one. Kurt, do we have, and I'm going to go over that right now, folks. The total answer is yes. Now is a great time to buy. You know what they'll say, what people say, um, go ahead and purchase now. Don't wait. Okay. So what you do is you buy a house and then wait. Don't wait and then buy a house. Okay. We've got it backwards. All right. Real estate always eventually gains equity. It becomes more valuable as the years go by. Oh my goodness. When my wife's parents came from Costa Rica to New York and eventually bought a house, and I think it was in the 60s, all right, and bought a house. When they got ready to sell that house, I mean, they got it for under $100,000, but it's in New York. It's in it's in the Bronx. All right, those brownstones are crazy expensive now. When they actually sold that house, they built another house in Costa Rica cash. It's the real estate is always going to get more expensive. But here's what we're going to also talk about, folks. Right now, people are afraid to purchase because interest rates are going up. And I want every real estate agent in the place right now. If you're a real estate agent, come on up to the stage. If you're a real estate agent, you're in the audience, raise your hand, come up to the stage, because what we're going to do is a class on telling your clients, don't be afraid of rising interest rates. You're going to hear it right here, right now. Okay. They asked the question. I'm going to give them the answer. So we're going to put in here $350,000. Okay. For this home. All right. And everybody was saying, dang it, I missed the 2.5%. It's gone. Will it ever come back? Should I wait for the 2.5%? And I hear people all the time talking about interest rates are at an all-time low. It's the best thing possible to get these low interest rates. No, it's not. No, it's not. And can I give you just a little bit of insight as before we get into these numbers? And while we're getting into these numbers, and I give this little insight, we want you to come over to YouTube to see this example. If you're new to the room, please, moderators, tell them how they can see this great example I'm so excited to give.
Okay, what you want to do is go to i10kvideos.com. That's videos with an S, and it'll take you straight to YouTube, and you can see Don's beautiful face break down these examples.
Wow, wow, wow. So I'm going to put in here a mortgage that is $350,000, 2.5%, and the payment is $1,382.92. I'm also going to say, listen, that 2.5 is gone because the Fed has to cool off the economy. And when they try to cool off the economy, they tend to raise the interest rates to cool things down to try to curb inflation. So what we're going to do is duplicate this tab so that we can have the same mortgage, but I'm going to put it in at 4%. Okay. Interest rate is 4%. Payment is not $1,300 now. The payment is $1,670. So it's about $300 more or less. Okay. So now what are we doing here? What we're looking at is the interest cost on this loan. Not only that, but we're looking at how amortization actually works. So when you lower the interest rate, you increase the principal payment and you decrease the amount of interest on each line of your amortization schedule. All right. When you increase the interest rate, you lower you lower the amount of money that goes to principal, and you increase the amount of interest on each line. And that's what we don't know. So we don't know why that's important. I'm going to point that out to you right now. So real estate agents, get ready to tell your clients it's okay to purchase at the higher interest rate. And all you have to do is replay this video to listen. You can just fast forward it to the right, to the good spot. All right. And so we're going to go over this now. $350,000 at 4% is $1,670.95. And if you can afford the payment, watch what happens. Here is how the payment breaks down on this loan at 4%. You're out of the first payment, $504.28 goes to principal, $1,166.67 goes to interest. Nobody wants to pay all that interest. How unfair is to pay $1,166 in interest and only $504 out of your money goes to principal? Who wants to do that? About 70% of your money goes to interest out of your payment. Lord have mercy. There's something got to be wrong with that system. And here, what's wrong with the system is also right with the system. What do I mean by that? The same rate at which you are charged on these loans, you can save at the same rate. Are you ready for this, everybody? So let's say I'm making this payment in January. Once I make this payment in January, I reduce how much I owe by $504.28. I'm left with a principal balance of $349,495.72. The bank uses this number to tell me how much interest I owe on the next line. All right. And February's principal payment is $1,164.99, so it's less. So the difference now goes over to the principal, which I pay more, but your payment stays the same. So now you're paying $505.96. Now watch this. If I start this in January and I have an amortization schedule, I can actually see that my next principal payment for February is $505.96. All right. And can you work? Would you mind working with me on this, Kurt? Because I know he's all right. So here's what we're talking about, sir. And so if I make this payment in January and my principal payment for February is how much money?
Principal payment for February is $1,164.99.
That's the interest payment, the principal payment.
Oh, my bad. You are correct. Principal payment is $505.96.
So, but if I'm still in January and I can see that the principal payment is $505.96, do I have to wait till February to give that $505.96 to the bank?
No, I don't believe you do.
All right. So if I have it, can I give them the $505.96 in January as well?
Absolutely.
All right. And I can direct the bank to apply that to principal, can't I?
That's what I would do.
And if I did that, no interest comes out of that money, and I'm paid down to line 2 on my amortization schedule in January. So if I'm paid down to line 2 in January, Kirk, my next mortgage payment would be on what line of the schedule?
Your new February mortgage payment will be on line 3.
Exactly. So the payment for March actually moves up one, folks. Payment number 2 has been eliminated for only $505.96. Payment number 1 is touching payment number 3. And guess what? Kurt, what happened to the interest payment of $1,164.99 on line 2? What happened to that?
I was just going to ask, did it go away? Does it get added to the next line? Don, help me out here. Well, that's a whole lot of money. What happened to it?
It's canceled. It's
no,
canceled.
That's not possible.
That's what we call interest cancellation, giving the bank that money. You're disrupting their timing by giving them the $505.96 early, and I save $1,164.99. So here's what I need everybody to know. Interest costs I skip don't matter. What? Interest costs, no matter how large they are, if I skip them, they don't matter because I don't pay them. I get to subtract that from the total amount of interest that I was supposed to pay. Wow. Now, remember this number, 505.96. This is at 4% interest. Okay, wait a second. I did this wrong. I made a mistake here. Let me do this again. Boom. All right, it's just so we want to give good numbers. All right. Still 505.96. All right. We're saving 1164.99. We're good to go. Watch this when we go back. Now we're going to take a look at the 2.5% interest rate that we just missed because we waited. And now we feel bad. Well, don't feel bad. Be glad. And here's why. Okay. So when we go down to payment number 1 again, and then payment number 2, how much money do we have to come up with now, Kurt, to eliminate one line off our schedule? At the low
$655.12 as your regular principal payment. That's almost $200 more.
So $655 versus 505. Look at that. So is it easier to eliminate one payment from your schedule with $505 or $655?
Yeah, I would prefer the 500.
Let me show you something else. Let me make it even more real for you all. Let's just say the right amount of money to prepay to your loan, and you had it in savings. And the program says, out of all the money that you have available, let's take $6,000 and apply it to principal on line 1. Okay? On line 1, $6,000, take it out of the bank, apply it to the bank, and look what happens. This little over $6,000 applied to your mortgage in 1 month, okay, gets you down here, gets you all the way to line 12 on your amortization schedule in 1 month, not 12. $6,163.57 applied to principal on line 1 gets you to line 12, and you save $12,000 in interest, $12,739. That's how much you save by doing that. Okay. Now, this is at the higher interest rate. When you lower the interest rate, look at what your $6,000 does. Oh,
wow.
Oh, yeah. Line 9, 5,933, somewhere between line 9 and line 10. Your 6,000 doesn't do as much work for you here, Kurt, when you lower the interest rate. So, folks.
And yeah, the amount of interest, of course, that you save is less as well.
Yeah. And guess who knows that? The people who own the bank. The people who own the mortgage companies, not the people that work for them, because they're not trained in this. So don't blame them. Get your education on how all of this works. Replay this video. Listen, folks, we should be what do we call that thing when you go and subscribe? That's it. Subscribe, folks. Subscribe, and then share, and then like these videos so the information can get out, so people who need to buy a home won't continue to wait and says, listen, the higher the interest rate, if I can make the payment, it's actually a good thing, not a bad thing, if you know how to read an amortization schedule. Now, here's as a caveat. If you intend to make all 360 payments for 30 years, then you want the lowest interest rate possible. Yeah. If you intend to make all 300 payments. But if you're on the P.I.L.L method and you want to make around 90 payments instead, then you want the right interest rate for you. I'm going to show you one more thing that's just going to blow your mind if you haven't seen this before, because when my parents and when my wife's parents bought a house, okay, when we take a look at this thing, we're going to put this on the screen here. When my wife's parents and my parents bought a house, All right. Let's just say it was at this point, they're talking about, $60,000 back then. Okay. All right. 60 grand. All right. And interest rates of 12%. Look at that. 60 grand, interest rates of 12%. And the payment was $617.17. $60,000 at 12% interest. My goodness. I need you to take a look at this. Look at the summary on this, Kurt. 60 grand at 12%. The bank wanted them to pay $162,000 interest on a $60,000 loan and pay back $222,000.
Oh my.
Total interest paid as a percentage of principal, 270%. Lord have mercy. Now, take a look at payment number one that we just, listen, if we could get a house back then, that was just amazing. At 12% interest, we got ourselves a house. We're home buyers. We're not just renters anymore. I want you to know, folks, that if you're a home buyer, you're still a renter. You're just renting the money. You're not renting a house, you're renting money. And at this case, look how much money was going to principal, $17.17, while $600 was going to interest. Wow. That part right there. Now, if you've been paying attention, okay, if you just came in here and didn't hear the first part, you're going to say that is criminal. If you've been here for a while, you're going to say, oh my goodness, this looks like the best thing since sliced bread, because now I know how to read this thing. Folks, if you are not liking this video, if you're not sharing this video, if you're not going to ICE 10K videos right now, ice10kvideos.com, and going straight to our YouTube channel and subscribing and get this video out to your family and friends. Look at this. Look at this. So, Kurt, based on what you just learned today, are you here?
Oh, yeah.
I made this payment in January. What do I have to give the bank to avoid the $599.83 in interest for February? What do I have to do, man? What did you just learn?
$17.34 is what you have to give them to avoid $599.83. My goodness.
Listen, man, you are too young to remember this, Kurt. But when I was growing up, we would collect pop bottles. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'd collect pop bottles and take them to the store, and we would turn in for the deposit, right? And that's how we would buy candy and stuff. All right. But listen, can you imagine having a newspaper route and selling pop and then collecting pop bottles? We could literally have helped our parents if they knew how this thing worked by giving them $17 and knocking off one payment. So, Kurt, look at cumulative principal and cumulative interest here. How much principal will we pay down in just 1 year on line 12? How much principal?
$217.78 in a year. That's how much you'll pay it down. That is criminal for sure.
And how much interest would the bank collect during that year?
$7,100.26.
Wow. Look at this, man. Look at this. Here's what we're talking about, folks. So there was 4 of us. So if we had just all worked together, collecting pop bottles and doing odd jobs, we could put together a little bit of money, $217, give that to the parents and knock off a whole year off this mortgage because the interest rate was so high. Once you know how to read this thing, folks, it just turns everything on its head. Now, am I asking for 12% interest rates? No, I am not. What I am asking for is for people to understand you want the right interest rate for you based on how much money you're making and how much money you can save in a short period of time to attack the loan. So you want the interest, your principal payment, to be at such a point as you, with the money that you can save in a short period of time, you can maximize how many payments you can eliminate with the money you have to work with. So does that mean that the P.I.L.L method, if you contact the P.I.L.L method before you get your mortgage, we can help you to find out what is the right interest rate for you. And even though the bank is offering you a lower interest rate, you just might say, I qualify for 3.8, but you know what? An interest rate of 4.25 would be better for me and my family. What if you could be armed with that kind of information, folks, that you can know when to raise your own interest rate to make it easier for you to save more money and to pay off these loans faster? So here's what I'm trying to say. Don't be afraid. Real estate agents, take your people to this video and let them see that they don't need to be afraid of higher interest rates. Okay? They don't need to be afraid anymore. All right?
So good. So good.
That's what we're talking about, folks. That is what we're talking about. So, folks, listen. Sometimes I'm at a loss for words when we take a look at this thing. Do we have any more? We have some more people in the chat. We got people saying stuff. Do we have any more? Do we have any more questions? Because people love to put them in
We
the
do
chat.
have one online.
Go
Jared,
ahead,
I don't
man.
know if you have anything in the Clubhouse room, but Princess Brown online is asking about how we could do this with a credit card.
Oh, with a credit card.
She said, can you show?
Mm-hmm. All right, can we show? Oh yeah, there it is. Can you show us with a credit card example that has $5,000 balance at the highest interest rate? Okay, now I can show you a part of it. Okay, Princess, because and the reason why is every credit card company adds to the minimum payment on the card a certain percentage of what you owe, and it all depends on the credit card company. Because if you have a $5,000 balance on your credit card, okay, and the interest rate is 27% because you forgot a payment, and they say, okay, this is the penalty rate. All credit cards are amortized over 240 payments. That's 20 years. This is the amortization that the banks use for credit cards. Okay, so then when you calculate it, the minimum payment is $113.04 plus what the credit card company adds to the principal payment. Okay, and they all do it differently, because if they didn't add that bit on, guess what your principal payment would be? 54 cents. So your principal payment actually is going to be it's going to be at least $25, and it goes up from there. Usually the least amount you can pay on your credit card is about $25. They're not going to let you pay 54 cents. They'll never get their money back. This is what we're talking about. So I can't, but I can show you a little bit about how it all works. Okay. So if we put down what they make your minimum payment based on what they add to this 54 cents. Okay. And that's how it all works. So now once we get our credit card, all right, and know how much interest you're supposed to pay, in 1 year. All right. If you know how much interest you're supposed to pay in 1 year, now you look at which loan do I attack when I look at my interest cost on all my loans. Okay. When I take a look at my interest cost on all my loans. So here's what I know: that the very first payment, interest only payment, is $112.50. That's $112.50. That part is for real. The rest takes a lot of math to figure out the rest. But the first interest payment is $112.50 at 27% interest rate. 27%. So I know people who never pay credit card interest, and they are so proud of the fact that they pay their credit cards off every single month and avoid the $112.50 while they ignore this. This is their mortgage. They're so afraid of credit card interest, and they're looking at the interest rate instead of the interest cost. Their focus is misplaced. Their focus should be on interest cost, not interest rate. And if you're focused on, if you pay off $5,000, you take that $5,000. Now I'm not saying ignore anything. I'm just saying there's a time and a place to attack the credit card debt and then to attack the mortgage debt. But if I pay off the $5,000 now and save $112 in interest, I can put that $5,000 here, Kurt, and save 11 grand. Do you see what I'm talking about? It's not just a little bit of difference. It's a huge difference. Now, the credit card will definitely pay off faster than the mortgage. Don't get me wrong here, folks. But what I'm saying is there's a time to put extra money on the credit card, and there's a time to put extra money on the mortgage. Let's not ignore one and focus on the other because we get fooled by interest rate. Do you know? I really do believe, now I can't prove this, but if I was a bank, I would teach you how to hate interest rates on your credit cards. Do you know how many people I talk to, Kurt, that believe? I mean, they really do believe. They really do believe we can pay off $350,000 in about 7 years once they see what we're talking about. Okay? But they're afraid to use their credit cards to pay for the fee because somehow the credit card, I can't touch the credit card. The credit card becomes magic and I can't do anything with it. But they believe that I can pay off $350,000 in 7 years. But I can't do anything if they put the payment on a credit card. Do you know how many people I've had to keep from using their cash to pay for our program? Don't pay for our program in cash. Put it on your credit card. Get some points. And let me put it in the system and knock it out.
Guilty.
And we will use their money to kill big time interest on their mortgage or other debt. You see what I'm saying? Don't use your cash for this. Let's learn how to leverage the bank's money. Let's learn how to think like a bank. Use their money at a much lower interest cost. Listen, what other questions can we handle right now? Both moderators, talk to me.
I'm waiting to hear what Jared's got to say.
Yes. All right. So we got some questions in the chat.
Yes.
All right. So Sarah Sierra Harmon asked, when paying an advance payment on the principal, are you still paying the mortgage for that month every month? For example, it's January and I pay a principal for February, March, and April to cancel out the interest. Yeah. Do I still pay the usual mortgage payment at the beginning of February, March?
Exactly. You're going to make a payment every single month for at least the minimum payment. You have to. That's by contract. Okay. So don't think that if what I have on the screen right now, do we have something on the screen?
Yeah, we do. We have the amortization schedule. Okay,
good. Just because if I want to give the bank $7,935.56 all at one time, okay, and pay this down here in 1 month, that does not mean I don't have another mortgage payment for a year. What it does mean is that my next mortgage payment is on line 13 of my schedule. This becomes my new number 2 payment. My number 1 payment was up here. You have to give the bank a complete mortgage payment in total before you can put a dime on principal. So if I give the bank this money all up front, then my next mortgage payment would be on line 13, where I pay my regular mortgage payment. So very good question. Thank you for bringing that to the stage. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, so I actually have a back channel chat from somebody in the audience. I put it in the chat just so that you can see the numbers for your reference.
Yep.
So don't go into the chat. But the question is, good morning. I have a principal balance of $99,590.80. My interest rate is 2.875%. My principal is $774.59. And my interest is $238.60. I signed this loan in 2016 for a 15-year loan. How can I do a better job of getting this paid off?
Okay, so we're going to put it on the screen. 99,590. All right, and 80 cents. Thank you for the information. This is exactly how I need it. Interest rate is let's see, 2.875. There we go. And we're going to take the number of payments out. All right. And if we put in, take this out, we're going to delete that. And we're going to put it on my screen here. All right. We have principal is 774.59 plus the interest is 238.60. All right. 238.60 plus 238.60. All right. Watch this. And then the total is 1,013.19. So we're going to put that in here. 1,013.19. Let me see if I got that right. So I'm going to put the calculator back up on the screen. Yeah, I got it right. All right. And then when we calculate that, all right, let's see where we are now. All right. So we're going to calculate this and see how many payments are left. 112 payments. Now, they had a 15-year loan, so that means that 100. They started out with 180 payments. They have 112 payments left out of 180 payments. All right. So now, because the payment changed, all right, because the payment changed to 114.89. Here's what happened. This person didn't just pay the minimum payment the whole time. They actually added money to their payments. Somewhere along the line, they paid more than the minimum payment. That's how they got down to 112. All right. So we're just going to use this number instead. Okay. So now here's what we're looking at. To actually know what to do, you have to know how much interest you have left to pay. All right. Here's how much interest is left to pay. $14,076.88. And you have over 99, you got 99,590.80 to pay off. But if you paid it off today, you would save $14,000 in interest. So then my question would have to be, is there a better place to put $99,000 where I could make $14,000 or more in interest instead of saving money on interest? So you need to take a look at that, folks. There's a point at which more is too much. We want to stay away from violating the law of diminished return. So when in anything, we have to do the math. It's not just enough to get out of debt. You want to get out of debt cheap. And when you're getting out of debt cheap, you also need to take a look at the money. Okay, here we go. Listen to this. The money that my money could have made in compound interest that I didn't make should be considered a loss. So we have to take a look at the whole picture. Now, I would need to know exactly what advice to give. You would need to, at least get a consultation. If you got a consultation, we can go and take a look at all of what you had to do, and we could take a look at how best to manage your money so that you can not only pay down the debt cheaper, but take some of your money and put it in an investment so it can make money as well. All right. So if you know that if you pay this whole thing off today, that's what you would save. But can you imagine that this kind of money put into some sort of investment that could give you a return of 10, 15, if it's in real estate, maybe even 20%. Wow. Now you're looking at making a real choice. This is called opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. So is there a time when we need to stop putting money on debt and then only focus on putting money towards wealth creation? You better believe it, because the more you get down into this loan, look at some of these payments here. So watch this. I have to come up with, on line 85, I have to come up with $949.12 prepaid to save $65.77 in interest. Now, folks, tell me, does that make sense when you see how much interest you're actually saving with your money? Or do you think I can find a better place to put $949 and invest that money and just make my minimum payments to my mortgage after a certain point? So anybody on stage, all right, that has been listening to this, tell me, does this make sense when we should, when there's a point at which we should stop focusing on debt reduction and focus more on wealth creation? Does this make sense to anybody besides me?
Did you say the word money, Don? Did you call me?
Yes, I did call you.
I'm here. It makes sense. Perfect sense.
Yes. So folks, there's a lot. So we are taught to have tunnel vision when it comes to our money, to just focus on one thing and then miss a lot of other things. It's called inattentional blindness. We're blind to what we don't pay attention to. You want to take a look at that and look that up. Inattentional blindness. Look it up. Any other questions before we get out of here today?
Yeah, there's a quick question from Latoya Robinson. Does this work on any type of loan, like a VA loan?
Every single type of loan, VA loans. And in fact, I would love to work it on a VA loan. Why? Because VA loans are probably the best loan on the planet. Okay. Listen, we are putting on in May, we're putting on a P.I.L.L method seminar. All right. It's called, it's going to be called Interest Cancellation tour. And what we're going to be bringing some experts from.
Did you say interest cancellation tour?
I did.
You gotta say right, man. You gotta say with your chest up,
I'm
Don.
sitting right here and I'm well able to answer any questions.
The interest cancellation tour. That's right. That's right, man. Coming up in May. What are the I told you the dates, YCO. What are the dates again?
It begins on May the 19th, you guys, the weekend before Memorial Day weekend, and it runs all weekend. So you have a chance to come out and enjoy yourself.
We're starting to invite the experts now for that conference, and we want to invite an expert on VA loans. Here's what I've learned on a VA loan: credit score, nah, don't need it. Down payment, nah, don't need it. You can build a house with your VA with your VA benefits with no down payment and virtually no credit score. Are you hearing me, folks? This is what I'm learning from the VA experts. And we want to have a VA expert there. And pretty soon, next week, we're going to be talking about who is actually going to be involved in this thing. You want to follow this thing with us, and you want to make sure you're there. We're going to make sure that you have all the information you need about the interest cancellation tour. When we're talking about all things real estate, loans, short-term rentals. We're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff on when we produce this thing. We're not even going to announce the city yet. Oh, it's going to be exciting. It's already been. We're already booked the hotel. I mean, that's going to be finalized today. Once it's finalized, we're going to be talking more about that. But it's going to be an exciting time in the city in which we're going to show up. It's going to knock your socks off. But this loan, this VA loan, is the best loan product out there, and you can use it over and over and over again. You can build up to a 4-unit. You can live in one and rent out the other 3 with your VA loan benefits. I'm telling you, we're going to be blowing your mind with this type of information. So, is there one last question we can deal with before we get out of here today?
We got 2 minutes left in the room, and there's no more questions left.
All right, then. Thank you, everyone. This is the fastest 2 hours on Clubhouse and on our streaming platforms, everyone. Thank you so much for this. So, Jared, will you wind things up for us and let us do some moderator outros? Thank you.
All right. So what we're going to do is go from the bottom to the top and do some moderator outros. But before we do that, Don, one last time, let people know about the book, let people know about how to reach you, and then we'll get the moderator outros going.
All right, so folks, here's what we're talking about. You want to be able to get, if you want to get a savings and earnings report, if you want to know the month, day, and year you could be debt free, just click on ice10klive.com. There's a button there that says get a savings and earnings report, ice10klive.com. All right. Get your savings and earnings report. Fill out the information there that you see. It's going to take you to our website. Fill out the information there. Follow all the instructions. Get your code. Put it into the website that will let you into our financial form. Fill it all out. All of your debt. Don't leave anything out. The more debt, the better. The more debt, the better. Fill it all out. Put all of your debt in there. And then we'll tell you the month, day, and year you'll be debt free. And usually within a 7 to 9 year window. And my assistants will help you to get an appointment so that you can have a consultation. And then the interest you saved, oh man, we're going to give you some exciting ideas about how you can invest the interest you save so that your family can become a millionaire family. Oh my goodness. This is the kind of thing that we're talking about, folks. And then also, but on that same card, ice10klive.com, there's a button that says get the book. Get the book today. This is the only book like of its kind on Amazon, and it was #1 on Amazon again. So it has hit the #1 spot at least since October at least 5 times. #1. Okay. So get this book, help you to understand what we're talking about, and then get your get your savings and earnings report. And not only that, you can get your business, your digital business card. And when 10K does his,
Go ahead, Don.
yes,
Don,
sir.
let me ask you a question.
Go
You're
right ahead.
telling me the same way you can use your 10K card.
Yes.
Everyone to get a copy of the book can get a 10K card and use it the same way you're using it.
The same way I'm using it, and even more.
I'm going back on mute. I'm going back on mute.
And even more so. So folks, get your 10K card, get the book, get the 10K card, get your savings and earnings report, and know your financial history. Stop giving that money to the bank for 30 years or more. Just stop it, please. All right, Jared, back to you, sir.
All right. So yeah, make sure you click the greenhouse at the top, follow the club, make sure you're following Don, click that always on notification button right next to the bell. And also make sure you follow these moderators as they introduce themselves and let you know how they can add value to you. You're always curated by who you follow. So by following these individuals, you will see more quality content with real substance and tangible steps to improve your life. on this app. So we're going to start with Sheila and then just go up from 10K and up. So Sheila,
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me. My name is Sheila, and I'm in the credit space. Pretty much, I help people repair their credit, show them how to repair their credit, and I also help individuals start their very own credit repair business. That's it about me. It's not a whole lot, but again, thanks for having me. And guys, please remember before you leave this room to follow. Click on the green, the P.I.L.L method house above, and follow the room and the moderators as well. You guys have a great day.
All right. Sean 10. Who's next? Coffee?
Queen Coffee, you in the building?
She's in her classroom.
Look, while I'm here, I'm done.
Yeah, she's in her classroom. All right, Kirk, go ahead, man.
All right. Always good to be here. This does go by fast. I do a lot of production for a number of clients. So I'm usually in the backstage. Not everybody wants me on screen like Don does, but this is something that I do regularly for a lot of clients. And then we also do this for people who want to learn how to do it for themselves. And Don can tell you, he has learned a good amount over the months, weeks that we've been working together. Love how he's leveling up his studio. Love how he is utilizing and just having fun with this thing. That's what it's all about. Live video strategy is just about having fun. This is the P.I.L.L Method room, the P.I.L.L Method club. This is how to pay how to pay off your mortgage in 7 years, and we stick with that theme. But I'm here for slightly different purpose, and that is if you have a message, if you have value to offer, if you want to serve people at scale. Right, because we're serving more people here with this message than we could have ever done with one-on-one conversations. That's what live video strategy is all about. If you want to tap into that, if you want to harness the power of live video, then tap in with me at kirk10klive.com and we'll be able to chat. Definitely book 15 minutes. I know it's Credit Goddess's line where she says, I can't just diagnose the problem when you just share with me in the back channels. It's true. I got to know what your vision is. I got to know what you're trying to achieve. And we have to see if live video is really a good fit for you. Plus, we need to see if we are a good fit for one another. So I'm excited to be able to chat with you guys. You can grab 15 minutes on my calendar right at that link. The digital business card is revolutionary, Sean 10K. I don't know where you came up with this thing from, man, but everywhere I go, people are asking, where do you get this 10K card from? So all of the above is true. Really great room, really great people. I'm passing the mic over to my sister, Kenyatta.
Come on, Kenyatta.
As always, we appreciate your presence and pray that we've earned the privilege of your time. I'm Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. Kenyatta be closing on Instagram and Kenyatta be on Facebook. And it's just a pleasure to be amongst all of you. And I'm so excited for the Interest Cancellation tour. So make sure that you guys stay connected. Follow us if you're not already, all of the moderators, and have a great Friday, you guys.
Sean 10K, come on, man.
Don, you know when Kenyatta say I'm so excited about the Interest Cancellation tour, I felt it in the vibration. I felt it in her energy. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Look, the last time we were on stage, Don, I put out a challenge that anyone get 2 copies of your book, I'm going to send them a gift. And one gentleman actually confirmed that he got 2 copies of your book. And what we did for him, Don, we got him one of the silver 10K card, which was a $300 value. So that gentleman will now be earning an extra 20% every time someone purchases a card because of him. And why did I do this, Don? You going to number 1 over the weekend is not good enough for me. Whatever we can do in our camp to keep you at number 1 on Amazon, that's our goal. Even if it costs us to get involved in that mission. So the same challenge I put out a couple days ago, I'm going to put out the same challenge today. If you get 2 copies of Dawn book, one for you, one for a friend, or one for a family member, and you DM me or text me the receipt, I'm going to send you a gift, guys. If you really want to grow, expand, and influence others, you need to start sharing on a much larger scale. So I'm going to increase my share as well, just as I'm asking the audience to increase their share. So go to Don's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe, share his videos. And if you get 2 copies of Don's book, send me the receipt by text message or by DM. I have a special surprise for you. With that said, Don, back to you.
Listen, folks, this is good news. This is good news. So listen, if you get 1 book, you get a 10K card. If you get 2 books, you get a 10K card upgraded so that when people see your 10K card, you actually make money when they purchase. Oh my goodness. Yes.
But Don, that's just for today. This is not a standard thing.
Uh-huh.
This is why I'm looking for the action takers. I'm looking for the action takers. You know, Don, I'm going back in mute.
All right, man. All right. All right, folks. Let's go ahead and Credit Goddess.
Hey, everyone. Great room as usual. Thank you guys so much for being here. My name is Rosalora Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I am all things credit. If any of you guys are interested in my services, whether it's a done for you or do it yourself service on personal credit, business credit, I have options for those that are looking to improve their credit, build business credit. Definitely reach out to me. You guys can go ahead and text your name and email address to the phone number in my bio, 888-557-5778. If you want to see all other services that I offer, you can go to creditgoddess10k.com. Thank you guys so much for being here. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on Sunday.
All right, we're back here on Sunday. All right, CEO, what's up?
Hey, just working here in the background. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much again for joining us here at the P.I.L.L Method. It is always our pleasure to see you. Join us, share your links, post on social media. I'm here in the great state of Ohio, OHIO, and I'm here in Ohio for now almost 20 years. I can't believe it. I helped change a law at the Supreme Court level, so I understand how we need to leverage our skills and talents and change the dynamic of where we are and who we are and why we are connected. I'm a commercial property development specialist and strategist here in Cincinnati. I've been doing that over 20 years, and I work with developers throughout the city, and I absolutely love what I do. I'm also a certified executive business leadership coach, and what I do in that role is I help founders and CEOs just like Don scale to reach your highest ROI. And having been knighted, I know that's a male term, but I'm going to take it anyway, knighted, the official compliance officer here at the P.I.L.L Method, I want you to know that I'm here to help you collaborate, bring the right team, position your strategy to ensure that you're ready for scale. So tap into me at yceo10k.com if you need more information, but I'll see you here next time and you will find out more information about me. I'm also the new host over at the Real Estate Cafe on Wednesday, and I get up really early, guys. I get up at 4 a.m. every morning. So I'm over there from 6 o'clock until I come back over here. And so make sure you tap in, make sure you follow, and find your place here on Clubhouse. It's pretty amazing, guys. God bless. Have an outstanding weekend.
All right, Jared. Jared, listen, man, tell us what's exciting in your life.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm gonna keep mine short, but yeah, basically, definitely check my 10K card out, jared10k.com. Check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Clubhouse, as well as LinkedIn. Do a lot of rooms on tech, the metaverse, NFTs, and crypto. And had a really good room yesterday where we had like around 20 to 30 hiring managers and recruiters in the tech space on stage offering roles. Called CH Tech Careers Recruiter Spotlight. Check that out. Share with your family and friends, your kids, nephews, cousins, trying to break into tech. It's a great way to get the applicant tracking system, get straight to the decision makers. So check out the replay. All right, over to you, Don.
All right, folks, listen, we're going to cut out now. I want to thank you so very much for being here. We had some great examples. We had some testimonies. We had great questions, either, typed in or people actually came to the stage. I want to thank each and every one of you that put forth a question because you help somebody else. I just want to remind you to make sure that you go to ice10kvideos.com. Go ahead, and then once you get there to our YouTube channel, please click subscribe. Also click the notification bell, and then like the videos. You've got to like them. All right, go ahead and click like, and then that will get those videos out into other people's feeds so that they'll be able to see them as well. You can be part of this P.I.L.L Method mission just by doing those 3 things. So if you got any value out of this room, then just give us a little social digital currency, follow your moderators, click the greenhouse above, become a member of the Pill Method Club, and then go to YouTube using ice10klive.com. Get there, and then you want to make sure you do what we said before. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and click the notification bell, and also like the videos. Thank you so very much for being with us today. We're going to be right back here on Sunday morning, and we're going to do this all over again with new questions, with new people, and new answers. Thank you so very much. We'll see you on Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Central. Kurt Nugent, take us out.